Well, to this story now, where the International Monetary Fund says South Africa should reduce large fiscal deficits and debt levels. The IMF had a virtual meeting with Treasury and noted that government has rightly prioritized the response to the pandemic. But it still urged government to contain its wage bill and avoid subsidies and transfers to inefficient SOEs. The focus should be on reforms that will boost long-term growth. So for more on this, we're joined now by Duma Gqubule, who is from the Center for Economic Development and Transformation. Duma, thanks a lot for joining us this evening. I mean, this is nothing new that's been said regarding what South Africa needs to do in order to get its economy back on the mend again. But the question really is there enough political will to do so? And what are we going to do about the very difficult decisions on non-performing SOEs, as well as, should we say, that wage bill, the public sector wage bill?
Thank you, Faith. I think we shouldn't pay too much attention to what the IMF says, because this statement that came out this week, it's a copy and paste from every the statements they've been issued over the past decade and more. I think we have to address the issues of our state-owned enterprises, and the one is Eskom, as all South Africans know. And I can't understand why 3 years after this new board has come into power and a new administration in terms of the government, no steps have been taken to sort out the financial situation of Eskom, the balance sheet problems at Eskom, and the operational issues at Eskom, because Eskom is posing a major threat to our economy. So I don't understand why it's taken so long. So many proposals out there on how to address the financial and operational issues at Eskom have been put on the table, but the government and the board itself haven't really taken any action.
Yeah, Duma, we're going to try to establish a clearer signal, but let's see if we can get to this question. I mean, would you say that the IMF at this moment in time is concerned that the country will not be able to repay its debt should we continue on the trajectory that we're on? Didn't we borrow somewhat about $4.3 billion from the IMF? So clearly they're paying quite close attention to the investment.
Yes, we borrowed 70 billion rands from the IMF, but that is only about 10% of our deficit for this year alone. So it's not a huge amount of our borrowing from the IMF. So, but I do think that the most important thing, Faith, as you said, is to bring this pandemic under control. And that is the most important thing for our economy, because the second wave is subsiding now, but who's to say that we will not have a third wave in June and July during the winter months when South Africans all go indoors as well. Yeah. So I think we have to bring this pandemic under control as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, Duma, unfortunately, the signal is not playing game with us this morning, this evening, so you can imagine that makes our conversation a little bit difficult. Do not fret, though, but I think we got the gist of it. As you said in the beginning, we should not take the IMF statement so seriously just as yet. Economist Duma Gqubule, they're giving us the latest on that warning by the IMF.